If you often lose your temper over small things, feel like you're constantly on edge, or get emotionally overwhelmed and angry when things don't go as planned, psychology has an explanation. It's not simply because you have a bad temper. It's likely because you've been through a lot of pain and disappointment. Over time, you've learned to use anger as a way to protect yourself. There's a psychological term called alexithymia, which describes a common personality trait, especially among our parents' generation. People with alexithymia struggle to process and express emotions in a healthy way. Their emotional reactions tend to be extreme. Even when their intentions are good, they find it difficult to have calm, constructive conversations. Their words often come out harsh and angry, and the closer the relationship, the worse their attitude may seem. Yet with strangers, they can appear calm, polite, even dependable. From a psychological perspective, this behavior often stems from how they were raised. They may have experienced neglect or harsh treatment, which shaped an unhealthy way of relating to those closest to them. This is different from narcissism, where someone intentionally hurts others out of selfishness. With alexithymia, anger is more of an automatic response. It's not intentional, it's just the only way they know how to communicate. If you grew up in this kind of environment, if your parents were like this, you probably faced constant criticism. No matter how big or small the issue was, you may have been ignored. No matter how hard you tried, it was never enough to meet their high expectations. You rarely, if ever, received praise or recognition, only indifference, disappointment, or emotional neglect. That leaves a deep wound. You feel powerless and hopeless. You feel let down by yourself, and it becomes incredibly difficult to love yourself. As you grow older, all those unresolved feelings, anger, resentment, sadness, start building up in your body and mind. They don't just go away. They become a heavy burden that lingers, waiting for something to trigger them and cause an emotional explosion. Sometimes the people around you make it even harder. For example, if your partner has an avoidant attachment style or struggles to understand emotions, they might not respond to your needs. In conflict, they may shut down or ignore you until you get angry. Over time, you may unconsciously learn to use anger as a tool to get a response from them. To regulate your emotions, you need to turn inward and go deep. Deep down inside you is a child who still carries all that pain, fear, and unmet need. Here's how you begin to heal. First, recognize your inner child. Acknowledge the wounded part of you. Understand that your anger is a defense mechanism, protecting those old wounds. Second, soothe the pain. Work on rebuilding your sense of safety, self-worth, and identity. Learn to give yourself the love and validation you've longed for. Third, build emotional resilience. As those wounds begin to heal, you'll find that what others say or do no longer affects you so deeply. Anger won't come as easily because those old triggers will no longer exist. Remember, anger isn't the real problem. It's a symptom of deeper pain. Heal the pain, and the anger will naturally fade.